Hi everyone, welcome back to the more YouTube channel. It's Chris back with my rant stroke thought of the day. 1,000,000% a rant, this one, and it shouldn't surprise any of you of what I'm going to rant about in a minute. All the news is doing the rounds, the journalists are breaking it, it's all over social media, it'll be all over the main media, that the Premier League apparently are due to vote, the Premier League clubs are due to vote to introduce a rule that bans loaning players between clubs that have the same ownership. Fucking surprise, surprise. Clubs have been doing this for years, but when Newcastle United apparently are reported and thinking of loaning a player from Saudi Arabia in the shape of Ruben Neves, here we go again. This stinks of shit. This is a bigger pile of shit than that dinosaur laid in Jurassic Park that Jeff Goldblum stood next to. It doesn't surprise me in the slightest either. We knew it was coming. Dan Ashworth even talked about it when he was talking to the press a week or so ago. And we knew this was going to happen, you know. I'd like to hope that Dan Ashworth has a backup plan for this, but this is just, again, the Premier League making it so impossible. And those elite clubs, those fucking greedy six that try to piss off and leave this league to start a European Super League that everybody seemingly has forgotten about, including the people that run the Premier League and all the football and governing bodies and all the pundits and everything else has all forgot about this. Remember Liverpool, Manchester City, Manchester United, Arsenal, Spurs? Remember all them fuckers trying to go away and start a Super League? Oh, clearly you have forgotten about that because they weren't sanctioned when it came to that whatsoever. It's only because the whole of the football community lost their fucking minds that they didn't go and start that league. But oh no, Newcastle United want to loan a player from Saudi Arabia, so here we go. Let's introduce more bullshit rules and more bullshit legislation to stop Newcastle United doing that. It absolutely fucking reeks to high heaven, in my opinion. It doesn't surprise me whatsoever, but apparently the story goes is that it's the 21st of November they're going to vote for this, and they only need 14 out of 20 clubs to push the bill through to stop Newcastle United doing that loan deal potentially for Ruben Neves in January. It doesn't surprise me, but once again, it just shows you how everybody is against Newcastle. There's a massive anti-Newcastle agenda in the Premier League. There's even one in the media as well. I mean, I was watching the game against Dortmund the other night and there was a protest against FIFA obviously awarding the World Cup to Saudi Arabia. And what did TNT commentators say? They said it was about Newcastle United. No research, no thought process whatsoever. Lazy fucking punditry, lazy journalism. TalkSport jumped all over it as well. Typical bullshit. Anybody with half a brain cell could have seen the pictures in the stands. They had pictures of, the fucking FIFA president in there. Had nothing to do with Newcastle United whatsoever, but it's so easy just to tie the two together. It's absolute bullshit. It really is. And I just wonder when the club are actually going to come out and say something about this, because there's such an agenda against this football club. It's beyond true. It really is. Every time they stack it up against us, we keep knocking it the fuck down. We qualified for Champions League, got the Carabao Cup final. I wish we'd won that bastard. It would have really pissed all these wankers off, even more so. But they're just stacking the deck against Newcastle United every single possible chance they get. And this is another hurdle they're putting in the way of Newcastle United. Same with Manchester City wanting 50 million for Calvin Phillips. They know for a fact Newcastle are under financial fair play restrictions. That's probably why they're putting the cost that high. I wouldn't be surprised if someone fucking buys them for 30 and Newcastle have to pay 50 because it's the Newcastle tax, as the owners have mentioned more than one occasion. But let us know what you guys think in the comments below about this. I think it absolutely stinks of shit. It's just news at the moment. It's obviously not been pushed through. Like I said, it takes 14 out of 20 clubs to obviously agree the deal. But I wouldn't be surprised if that happens in a blink of an eye, because all those football clubs want Newcastle to fail. They don't want Newcastle to succeed whatsoever, especially those so-called elite clubs, even though some of them didn't even finish in the Champions League positions last season. I'm talking the likes of Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Manchester United, Spurs, Chelsea. They don't want Newcastle United to succeed. They want Newcastle to stay right down there so they can stay up there. And it's absolutely fucking horrendous. It really, really is. And, I think every Newcastle fan should and probably will be pissed off with this news. Let's just hope that Ashworth can pull something out of the bag. If he's got another cheeky Caicedo hiding in his back pocket that he's just managed to pull from South America, and we can get him for 2.3 million in the January transfer window, that will be immense. And I will bathe in the tears of those wanker top six clubs when that does happen. But like I say, it doesn't surprise me. It's disappointing. The Premier League is bent. It really is. They couldn't stop a takeover going through, no matter how hard they tried, but they're trying every possible way to make it hard for Newcastle United to sign anybody on loan from the Saudi Arabian League in the January transfer window, and it just stinks of shit in my opinion. But that's my thoughts about it. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. We always like to hear from you. If you can like the video too, it helps the channel grow. Drop us a subscription if you want. We're over 5,700. We're closing in on 6k. You can help us get there. And if you want to become a member, there is an option there as well for $1.99, less than a pint of lager. We'll be back with more on this when the vote is done. I've got no doubt in my mind it's going to go one way, and that is the way of the Premier League, and Newcastle will have another roadblock in front of them. But have a great day whatever you're doing, guys. We'll catch you later. Cheers.